the burial mound of Jesus Christ, died aged 106 after the ups and downs of a long journey from Jerusalem to Japan.
Then guess what?
What?
Jesus died in Japan. Okay, I was on TikTok yesterday. So I have this thing. I don't know why. I think because I want to start doing live streaming or whatever.
Okay.
So I've been on TikTok like for the most part, just watching people's lives. Like a lot of people go live on TikTok. It's crazy. You think people go live on Instagram?
No. TikTok is where it's at.
TikTok, people go live like crazy, bro.
Wow.
You just scroll. You see that infinity scroll?
Yeah.
It's like that as well.
Whoa. But this time with
It's people just going live.
going live.
So now I came across a certain thing where this guy was like a believer for 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
Then he reached a breaking point and he became a non-believer.
Okay.
And he says, oh no, it doesn't work anymore. I've been lied to. Okay. He's an adult.
Okay.
But anyways, what caught me was a comment section. So someone was talking about, but was that guy not arguing? I found it in the middle, yeah? I found the thing had already started, right?
Okay.
I was just scrolling through. Then someone said, did that guy not say, oh no, Jesus died in Japan? I said, I'm serious, bro. He said, did that guy not say Jesus died in Japan? Wait, so my curiosity, right, went up like, ding. I said, wait, what? I said, what was the context? So I was trying to find the context. So I Googled, Jesus died in Japan.
No.
I'm serious, bro. That was yesterday. So I Googled, Jesus died in Japan. Then guess what?
What?
Jesus died in Japan.
Where in Japan did he?
I'm serious. I'm serious. Bro, that was a crazy theory, bro.
Wait. Japan.
Japan.
Oh.
I'm serious.
Let me guess. A ninja took him out, didn't it?
No, it died naturally. It was 106 years.
Wait. He pulled a Hitler. So he escaped to a different country and died of old age.
Yes, sir.
Jesus pulled a Hitler, bro.
The town in question is called Shingo, and it's about 3 hours north of Tokyo by bullet train, in the region of Aomori. And having seen these photos and heard this bizarre story, I figured we're going to have to go up there and see for ourselves and try and work out what the hell's going on. I won't lie, we've got quite a few questions that need answering here. Number one, why did Jesus come to Japan? Number two, how did he get to Japan? I mean, it's quite far, isn't it? And number three, how did he get away? How did he escape the whole crucifixion thing? So let's go to Shingo, and let's go and find the tomb of Jesus Christ and find out what really happened 2,000 years ago.
So what happened? Who was the bro?
Okay, so this is the whole theory. So this is what the article said. Because I had to read the article. I read like 75% of it.
Okay.
So the article is basically, cool, Jesus is on trial.
All right, cool.
Right? So Jesus is on trial. And now Jesus doesn't want to die.
Nobody would.
Oh yeah, so you remember the time Jesus disappeared? We didn't know what happened to Jesus when he was like 20s till like he appeared when he was 30.
Okay, yeah.
Where do you think Jesus went to?
He went to Japan. Why Japan though? Like
'Cause
that's so far from the Holy Land.
He
bro.
went to learn theology.
He went to learn theology in Japan.
Yes.
Okay. No, I can get with that.
Yes,
That's
so
fine.
he went to learn theology in Japan. And this was because, this is what he said. This is not me. There was like a very, like a group of Jewish people in that area.
Okay.
So during that time, from like the 10th tribe of Israel that went missing, so it was a well-established community.
In Japan.
So he went to learn theology there. And he lived there for like till that time. Then he went back to Judea, right? So now during the trial, he said, no, I can't die.
Like I'm not about to do this.
Exactly. So he did what? He dipped. Now, not only did he dip, he dipped with his brother's ears.
His brother's ears.
His brother's ears.
How do you mean?
His brother's ears.
He cut off his brother's ears.
Yeah, I think so.
Why?
I don't know. Cross was his brother.
No. The brew on the cross was not,
It was his brother.
but
I forgot his name. His
Bro.
name was like Isirukis or Asirukas, something like that.
don't you mean Yoshi, bro?
I don't know. Bro, this was a crazy story I'm hearing. Guess what? So he settled down with two. Bro, I'm reading this, I was shocked.
Okay, no, continue.
Okay,
settle down with
I'm
two.
telling you, yes. So he settled down. Then he had like 2 kids.
All right.
He had 2 kids, raised them. He continued doing his beautiful work in that town
Okay.
until he was of old age. They knew him as this Jewish guy until he died. There is even his burial place,
Whoa, bro.
the tomb of Jesus. If you get to Japan and say, take me to the tomb of Jesus,
They
they'll take
will
you
literally take you there. Wow, that's hectic.
got this summer festival every year, and then they danced to this song, and the lyrics of this song has got this strange language that is not Japanese, and well, it is, some people say that it's based on Hebrew.
That's pretty random.
Yes, I know. So that is why there are some things that make them believe that it's true, and we need to check it out.
The first thing you'll see before reaching the town is this sign, and seeing it for the first time out here in the middle of nowhere is an utter mindfuck. That is pretty surreal. There's just a sign there in the middle of nowhere, just saying Tomb of Christ. Oh my God. So we're at the village, and there's a big map welcoming us here. It says home of historical romance and Jesus Christ. I like the way the historical romance is more significant than Jesus Christ. They put that first. And there's a map. Apparently the burial mound of Jesus Christ is up on that hill over there.
I know.
I haven't heard that one. Like, I've heard a lot of different
It's
things.
a big
but
tourist attraction.
It's a big tourist attraction.
Big one, bro. And there are a lot of believers that go pray there. Group of Christians.
So now, does that not challenge? I mean, no, look, you said a very interesting word. Group of?
Believers.
No, the other one.
Christians.
Yeah, that wouldn't make sense if he died in Japan.
Why?
Because they got that name from the Gentiles who said, you know, they
He's
were-
the Christ.
yeah. But then it's off the fact that he died.
died.
Yeah, that's like, it wouldn't have been. There would be no need. Okay, fine. I can see why, because he had a body double. Okay,
Yes.
yeah. So that's still fine. So how long has this been common knowledge, or clearly not common knowledge? How long
Oh,
has
a
it
lot of
been
people don't know this, but it has been there for years. This thing didn't start
thousands
now.
of years, I'm sure.
This thing has been there for years. Like this theory has been there for years.
Dude, no.
I'm serious.
So then,
It didn't start now. It has been there for years, many years.
I don't know what to
It's
do with
tradition
myself,
in that
bro.
town. It's tradition in that town.
No, I don't know what to do with myself.
What do you mean?
What must happen now, bro? Like, yo, I don't know.
What must happen must happen. I'm serious, bro. I was telling my brother and he thought I was lying.
Nah, this has to be a ruse, bro. It can't
I'm
be.
serious. He thought I was lying. He says, no, you're making up stuff. I said, I read it,
No.
guys. I
Yes.
read it.
You read it on an article.
There's a destination, a whole place, a destination to it.
You know what? I just feel like it's error in pronunciation. I
Okay,
feel
it's
like- Mm-hmm.
written there. It says tomb of Christ.
So this is what I think happened, right?
What?
So now, the Judaic Christian story of Christ dying, that totally happened. Okay.
Oh, by the way, even
Mm-hmm.
the Jewish community in Israel went and placed their like recognition in that place as well. I don't know. I'm really not sure. I read that story and yeah, I just wanted to ask you if you know of it.
I've
also.
never heard of it. Like, dude, like Jesus died in Japan. Oh,
Yeah.
Wow, it's crazy.
So I guess we have to reconsider the Jerusalem tomb then.
No.
So this is the story of what actually happened, presumably the real story of what happened to Jesus Christ. It says, when Jesus Christ was 21 years old, he came to Japan and pursued knowledge of divinity for 12 years. It doesn't really talk about how he got here. We just assume it wasn't too difficult. He then went back to Judea, aged 33, and engaged in his mission. He was here 12 years.
Yeah. So
Right.
yeah.
However, at that time, people in Judea would not accept Christ's preaching. Instead, they arrested him and tried to crucify him on a cross. His younger brother, Iskudi, casually took Christ's place and ended his life on the cross. So his younger brother, who you may or may not know about, Iskudi, casually took Christ's place on the cross. Casually nailed.
Like, all right, I'll take care of it.
I'll do it, no problem, Jesus. I'll get nailed to a cross. And then Christ, who escaped the crucifixion, went through the ups and downs of travel, and again came.
How do we know that? Where's the archaeological evidence to say?
Oh no,
it's
there
been there
is
for a long
like
time?
these like historical evidence that it has been there for the longest time.
Yeah,
But-
that's crazy.
But this is theory. When I read everything, this was my conclusion, right? It was basically a tourist attraction. So I think throughout history, right, they were just trying to steal an idea that works as well. The government just stole an idea that works, and they're trying to see how can we get people here. Then they came up with that whole thing, and they really, emphasized on it very much because that's so ridiculous, man.
And here's why I think it's also a fluke. For a long time, I think before the I don't know if it's the 17th century,
Yeah,
just before the 17th century,
yeah.
Japan had an isolationist policy. So they were basically locked in for hundreds of years before the 17th century. That means there were no foreigners unless they smuggled themselves into feudal Japan. And trust me, you don't want to smuggle yourself into feudal Japan,
Sure.
which has been in war for like 300 years constantly. You had a very, very strict culture, society, language. The first, if I'm not mistaken, the Dutch broke that isolationist policy when they sailed into Japan. And there were accounts of Japanese people who had never seen people like this. They didn't even think they were humans to begin with, bro.
Really?
Yeah. They were like, what are these weird looking creatures? Like,
Did
why
they
are
not
they-
look similar to them?
They did, but they looked distinctly
Oh,
different.
features. Okay.
Their features, they thought they were like a different cradle of whatever. You know what I'm saying? So now, if that's the case, right? So you've got this isolationist policy. Suppose now this is built as a way to bring in people, right? How come? Because like we don't want people in, yet we've got a monument that's trying to attract people. This is why I think it's post feudal Japan. This is like, even if you go to the Japanese Empire when they're trying to be an empire in World War II, the last thing they wanted was outside influences, bro. And for the longest time, Christianity was the symbol of Western influence.
And they never liked it. There was so much persecution.
They didn't, bro.
Yes.
So even I'm not even seeing that happen anywhere between the early 1900s and like the late 50s. Only then, like let's say somewhere in the 50s, then we're starting to get the modern version, the Western version of Japan.
That's it.
So I can't.
And some say, but maybe other people justify it by, oh no, it was isolated and people didn't know and they wanted to keep it on the hush hush because of persecution in Japan. But I personally am just looking at it from that point. But this is dangerous because I read it and I said, what's the possibility of this really becoming like predominant and a prevalent thought throughout as time goes on? If there's someone who can really push this idea and push it really forward, you find out that will actually become the reality of things. This is how history changes, and this is how a lot of things lose meaning from what they were to something totally different. This is where 600 years later someone comes up with a certain unique belief built out of like 3 pre-existing religions already, or existing religions, and they start saying, oh no, this is a new religion, they gave me this. It's the same things.
Could be.
So that's I saw it and I was like, okay, this is very crazy and this is dangerous. But who knows? Let's see where it goes.
Yeah, but I think you're on the right track there. I think eventually this might sell and this might be the belief system. I think we spoke about it the other day that how you've got like the way we believe in like a find like a absolute God, right? An
Yes.
absolute deity. You can picture him as like there's this absolute deity, and then he's just getting clothes put on top of him
As
and
time
features
goes
and
on.
accessories to the point where it changes the appearance. Like, you know what I'm saying? This could be the case, man.
There's
Like
a possibility.
The burial mound of
absolutely.
You know, it just needs a few miracles happening at that place.
That's it.
Then we going.
And it needs time. People forget, bro. People actually do forget.
People actually do
It needs
forget.
time.
Who said this? Said history that people can't remember can get changed. It's like some people can erase. It reminds me of Napoleon. Remember? What was it? Comrade Napoleon is always right. What? General Napoleon?
No. The pig, what's his Snowball?
No, Napoleon.
Bonaparte. Yeah?
There was Snowball and there was Napoleon.
Yes, yeah.
I remember how the pigs eventually started erasing the rules.
Yeah. the
And painting it
animalism,
to their
yeah,
own thing.
Exactly.
Simply because the other animals could not read.
Mm-hmm.
And Snowball was the only smart one who could like read and stuff like that. I think it's the same thing that will apply. For those that don't know it, eventually over time it just dies out and
Oh, yeah.
we start going to Japan.
I think we are in grave danger, we being people of the Christian faith. I would like to believe we're not, but clearly we are, of having a piece of our history or having our history altered.
No, there's a great possibility. As long as that place still exists, trust me, somewhere in the future.
And there will be many
it's
more
gonna-
places that exist, and there'll be many more truths that will come out.
But does this not come back to the whole? To the whole thing. Let me speak for scripture. Does it not come back to the whole thing to say you hear? Oh no, the Messiah is here. There's this place. There's this place. I think I'm referring to Luke 17, where it speaks about how it's not outside. It's not this place, this person, or this person, but it's within. The kingdom is within. Or other people say, oh no, the word, the original word is it's amongst you. So amongst people, like you people, it's amongst you. It's not outside you. It's not made out of any physical ornament or anything. I think people just need to be wise on that. So
Yeah, but that can go that can go both ways, because remember, I think I posed the question the one time. This might be a completely different topic for another time, but to like summarize that point, it begged the question, outside people who believe, does the idea still hold true? And my point was, outside people who have a notion of God, if today everybody, like they say humans went completely extinct, like gone,
yeah.
would God die with us? See, now that's more or less in that sense, by saying the word is among you, yes, fine. It's, it does not need to belong to a place or an idea or whatever, but at the same time, it belongs to you. So
That's true.
if you're absent, is it there anymore?
No, but I think it belongs to you people, because if we are amongst, okay, I think it feeds into your idea. If we like multiple people, we actually reinforce the same idea constantly. If this one is falling, can come back to our group and we reinforce the same idea. We put you back on track. But now, if the whole group was to be wiped out, I don't see the possibility of the same pattern of ideas continuing. Maybe we'll adopt a new type of idea. like different based on the perspective that exists in that time. But the problem is, how are we going to be able to draw distinction between this is different from the existing idea of the people that God wiped out?
Yeah, that's gonna be hard.
It's going to be very difficult. So you know what? I don't know.
Yeah, but
I'm really not sure. But
that's a first
it's a
for
very
me.
scary thought, though.
It's
But it's a nice thought, though.
It's a refreshing thought. It's not as scary as it used to be.
No.
I must be honest. I've thought about, what might happen, and yeah, if it's something that's possible, look, it probably will happen. Like, we just need to deal with it, I guess, or not. Like, bro, if 600 years in the future, I'm definitely not gonna be around to see that. So, boom.
Yeah, you
Awesome
never know.
stuff.
You never know. So I don't know. That's it. I just wanted to tell you on that Jesus of Shongi thingy.
Hectic.
Yeah, the internet is so fascinating. You get to
Bro.
learn a lot of things.
Man's died
And
in
a lot of-
Japan that time.
Yeah,
bro.
he died in Japan. He actually ran
Hey.
away from the whole thing.
Hectic.
Yeah, but it's scary to think about, though. But yeah, yeah, it was funny. I don't want to entertain the thought for so long because it's human nature.
Yeah, we
Yes.
just might find you going to Shongi
You never know.
and praying at the temple.
No, I wouldn't do that though. But I'm just saying the possibility of that happening. Put a mere human, and how we are afraid of death. You never know.
You never know.
But I choose not to entertain the idea. Anyways, so that's it. Yeah, what else? I've got one more thing. As for your opinion, that we close.